Mute, the child genius, the most powerful button on the TV, the word that single-handedly gives me both chills and a sense of wonder, and a man who created the device version of sticking a fork in an electric socket. Mute is a defending operator, and an incredible one at that. He does a bunch of different jobs and is easily the most versatile operator I've covered so far. So how do you mute the enemy team successfully? Really, it's up to you after prep phase. Mute's unique gadget is a signal jammer, or a router, or whatever you want to call it. It's a little device you place near doors or walls or wherever you want, and it'll jam any drones that come into its radius. Basically, it's a portable drone exclusion zone, and you get 5. That's a lot for how incredible the device is. Now, there is another cool thing jammers do. They will stop any defender in their radius from being tracked in any way except being pinged by a drone. So if you're standing in the radius of the jammer, you can't be tracked by Jackal, Lion, or anybody else. It's a really helpful addition to defenders who camp, because it stops them from being given away and ruining their spot. English is hard. So since this is the format I've done for all of these videos, what playstyles are there for Mute? The first one is the camper. I've held corners against the entire enemy team and killed almost every single one. Mute's primaries are the shotgun, which seems to hit a little weaker than I'd like, his SMG, which is an incredible long and medium range weapon with an ACOG, and his secondaries, which are a pistol and another crappy SMG. All the secondary SMGs seem really subpar, but I guess that's for a reason. He's also got a choice between a bulletproof camera and a nitro cell, which really demonstrates the difference between his playstyles. One is almost entirely offensive, and the other one completely based on intel gathering and therefore defensive. So, the camper playstyle. Your job here is to stop the bombs, or whatever objective you are on, from being found during prep phase. Block views of drones, place jammers at doors and drone peeking spots like vents, and stop the attackers from finding the bomb. This makes them have to search much more of the building and likely spread out more to do so, making them easy pickings for a roamer like Kavera. If they do find your objective room, then you have a bigger job. First, you need to have jammers at all your teammates' camping spots. This way they can stay still and safe when attacker trackers begin their smacker or whatever. The point is, keep your teammates hidden as best you can. You yourself need a jammer too, so find and set up your camera and your hiding spot. Have cover and a good sight on an entry point, and you'll have yourself a quick and easy job. See enemy, point, and click. See? Simple. His other playstyles, and his joke playstyles, can be a bit more tricky and way more fun. The next playstyle to me is obvious. It is still technically a camping playstyle, but in a different place. I've seen this pulled off quite successfully every single time against me, of course. I've never successfully pulled it off myself. Where you set up in a room, not the objective room, preferably one on the other side of the map. Or maybe one with easy access to the objective room, like a trapdoor below, like a floor above with a trapdoor that you can drop into the objective room should your trap fail. With Kapkan traps, mute jammers, and frost traps. And then only you sit in there. It'll look like that's the objective rooms, but because of your jammers, no drones can get in to confirm. The rest of your team can be defending the actual objective while you lie in wait for what the attackers see as their target room. Heck, throw in some thorn bombs and you'll be golden. This is a bit more of a team effort though, so you'll have to convince your team to play along. If it works, then you have just successfully muted the enemy team. The only reason this is even possible is because in experienced players' minds, a mute jammer being in a room means that has to be the objective, or at least somewhere important to defend. There's no other reason for it to be there, after all. So it's really dependent on how knowledgeable the attacking team is. But whatever. Fun gimmicks or tricks like this make Rainbow Six Siege more entertaining for everyone to play. It's great. Mute is also a smart person. I know, who would have thunk it? But he really is an intelligent character, and therefore must be played that way. Set up sniper spots on the top floor so you can spawn peek. Prepare a base one floor above the objective so you can destroy a fuse if he ever comes knocking. Or charging. Place jammers in the most annoying and frustrating spots possible, so it is impossible for the attacking team to drone ahead of them during the actual attacking phase. Use the jammers as they were meant to be used, as portable drone exclusion zones. Heck, if you keep one on you and place it wherever you set up camp, and then pick it up when you move, you'll never be tracked either. A wonderful thing about Mute is that, as a tower defense operator, he is very newcomer friendly. Even if he gets destroyed, or murdered, or mutilated, or mutilated, his jammers continue to help his team even after his death. His camera can as well. Basically, Mute's job is thus: find the enemy, but stop them from finding you. So if you've just installed the game and you're looking for a good first operator, Mute is the guy for you. Just like your team will do to you if you have a bad microphone, they'll mute you as well. Here's the thing, folks. There are some that counter Mute almost directly. Thatcher, Jackal, and Thermite, to name a few. I know I said Jackal can't, but his natural scan is different from his footprint scan. Thatcher's EMP grenade stops Mute's jammer, but it can be picked up and put back down good as new. So really, as long as you near the jammer or it doesn't get destroyed, Thatcher isn't much of a threat. Jackal can track Mute's footprints, so I think, I'm not positive, he can see you regardless of whether you're in a jammer's radius or not, if he tracks your footprints. If you never leave the objective zone, that's not really much of a problem. Thermite's explosives aren't electronic, so they just blow up Mute's jammer, whereas the jammer stop operators like Habana's charges from working. Again, I believe. It's happened to me before, so I think I get it, but I might be completely wrong about this. Please don't kill me. So basically, whenever you see Thatcher, give him a mouthful of buckshot. That normally solves the problem. If you don't end up stopping Fuse, though, he will find a way to the ceiling above you and rain down death, destroying your jammers and your soul, and of course somehow surviving the entire round. Fucking Fuse.